Hi everyone, today we are going to do a chicken and vegetable paella, which is my favorite paella. It's the one I do more often than anything else. For vegetables, we are going to use tomatoes and onions for our sofrito and also garlic. That goes in the sofrito as well. I use twice as much tomato as onion for the sofrito. Vegetables are the green beans and red peppers. And I'm going to use a fresh red pepper today. But you can also use a piquillo pepper. For the spices, we need saffron, of course. It's the most essential spice that we're using. And pimenton is the other element that I always include. So of course we need rice for paella, and I use bomba rice, which is the best rice for paella. So of course we need chicken for our chicken paella, and I like to use chicken thighs because they stay juicy, and I just cut them across the bone into small bite-sized pieces. As for the liquid, I'm using broth today, but you can also use water. So we're going to take our tomatoes and onions for the sofrito. So have your tomatoes across the equator, and then we're going to grate them. So I'm going to peel the garlic. I keep them in whole cloves. For the green beans, just trim off the ends and just chop them into, 2 3-inch pieces. For the red pepper, just core it and cut it into fairly wide strips. So now we're going to start cooking the sofrito. So I'm going to put the pan over medium-low heat. I'm going to pour a little bit of olive oil in the pan, not too much, just a little bit. And I start with the onion first. So I cook the onion a little bit first, and this is something that most people don't do, but I find that if I add the tomato and the onion together, the onion never fully cooks. It sort of stays a little bit raw tasting. So you see how the onion is starting to get a little bit yellow and golden color? So now I'm ready to add the tomato. At this point, there's a lot of liquid in the tomato, so I turn up the heat, and I'm also gonna add the garlic. Okay, so the sofrito is a really important part of the paella because it's giving you that flavor base. And if your sofrito is not cooked properly, you're not gonna have a super flavorful paella. As you can see, right now the sofrito is very pale red and the tomatoes are raw. And this is just the very beginning stage of a very long process, because a really good sofrito needs to be cooked down until the sugars in the tomatoes have gotten really sweet and the onions, and it just is sort of a compote. You'll see when it gets to that point. If you can get a really tasty sofrito going, it's like an automatic elevation to your paella. So just really focus, and it's gonna take you at least 45 minutes or an hour to get the proper doneness of the sofrito. So I'm going to take a pinch of saffron out of the jar, and what I want to do is to get the most out of my saffron, since it's it is a bit costly, is I'm gonna open up the flavor by toasting it, and that way you don't have to use as much as you might if you just threw it directly into the stock. So I put the foil into a dry skillet over medium-low heat, and I just stay close because I don't want it to get too cooked. I'm going to check it in about 2 minutes. When you toast the saffron, it gets a little dry and it makes it easier to crumble. You want to just make it into a powder. So now just add a little bit of hot water, boiling hot water. That helps bring out the color, and let it steep. So you let the saffron steep for as long as you want, at least 15 to 30 minutes, but sometimes I make it the day before just to give it more time. This has been cooking for about a half hour now, and we're still not done, but as you can see, there's a little bit of browning and sticking going on to the pan, and if we don't do anything, it's just gonna get worse and worse, and you're gonna have some burning. So what you do is you deglaze the stuck-on part with a little bit of water, and turn up the heat a little bit, and it comes right off and it becomes part of the sofrito, giving it good flavor. Okay, our sofrito is done. I want you to see how dark it has gotten and how much liquid has reduced out of it, and how the volume has just shrunk down. I would say this is about a quarter of the volume of what we started with. So don't short your sofrito or you're shorting your paella. This is probably, I'm gonna make this the top trick to getting a really good paella. So the sofrito's done. So now I can take it out of the pan and cook the vegetables and the chicken. You don't want to let your pan sit over the heat without food in it for more than like 10 or 15 seconds, because this is a thin metal and it'll heat up very quickly and it could overheat. If it gets too hot, you can get like a dark spot in the pan, or if you leave it there for too long, it could even warp. I'm gonna do the green beans and the peppers. I'm gonna keep them separate. The vegetables need to get soft. Okay, so while the green beans and the red peppers are cooking, I'm just gonna get my broth going. So I'm using broth rather than water, but you could do this with water. You need to salt it to the point where it tastes very well seasoned. So I add salt and I taste it. If you're asking yourself, is there enough salt? You probably don't have enough salt. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is add the pimenton directly to the stock. Okay, so the green beans are actually looking pretty good. You see how they've gotten sort of wrinkly and dark? That means they're done, when their skin gets kind of old and wrinkly. So this is a red pepper that is ready. This is done. You see how it's floppy? It's totally floppy. It's got no backbone. It's got nothing left in it. And that is a done red pepper. This one isn't done, you see? It's still got a little bit of backbone left on it, so it needs a little bit more time. Okay, so now that the vegetables are done, I'm gonna brown the chicken, and I salt the chicken before I put it in. You can salt it once it's in the pan, but I like to salt it first. So the chicken is done now, and you can see that I browned it. It's not that I'm frying it all the way through. I'm just getting browning because that's gonna be good flavor that goes into the rice. And it's gonna help boost up our broth. Okay, so at this point, we're ready to assemble the paella. Everything that I've done up until this point can be done ahead of time. So now we add the sofrito back into the pan. And to the sofrito, I add the rice. So I'm gonna measure in, for this size paella, I'm gonna do 1 1/4 cups of rice. So now that it's been cooking for a couple of minutes, so that was 1 1/4 cups of rice. And since this is bomba rice, I have to triple it. So that's 3 3/4 cups of liquid. Let's not forget the saffron broth. 3 3/4. Now this step is very important. You want to spread out the rice while it's coming to a boil to get the rice even. And I just give a little shake, and that helps those rice grains just kind of find their spot. As it's coming to a boil slowly, I'm going to add all the other ingredients to the pan. As the rice is coming to a boil, very important point, you don't want to mess with the rice again. You can't move it around, so that evening out step is really important because that's your last chance to touch the rice. The paella has to cook undisturbed once it comes to a boil. And I have this on high heat because the first 10 minutes of cooking, you want the paella to be bubbling vigorously. So sometimes I like to add a little bit of fresh rosemary. So it's been cooking for about 9 minutes now, and you can see that the rice is starting to pop up. And this is the signal that you want to turn the heat down to low and slow down the cooking. Okay, so the paella is done. It's been cooking for about 20 minutes. And now I'm checking for the socorat, which is the rice layer on the bottom, which gets a little bit caramelized. You can hear it sizzling right now, which means that some sections have some socorat. I can feel with the spoon that there's some sizzling going on, but there's some section, like right here, there's nothing. So I'm going to create some socorat by moving the pan so the sections that don't have it get some heat, and I get a little bit of crispy caramelized rice on the bottom. Okay, so the paella is done. I got socorat. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna turn off the heat Put a lid on. You can just put some foil or even a clean towel over the pan just to let it rest for a little bit off the heat. Paella's been resting for 5 minutes. Let's see what we've got. Gonna squeeze a bit of lemon on because I like it with a little bit. And let's see. Oh yeah, I can feel some sockerado under there. That's where all the flavor is. This is what everybody wants. Yep. All those layers of flavors that I did with the sofrito and cooking the vegetables down, it's really good.